my baby. She shouldn't be up, but she just got down for nap anyway. Man, they're running out of ideas, aren't they? What is going on, everybody? Let me just go on, make sure for certain that my thing is working. A stream. Ooh. No. My videos, here we go. Why don't I just go to my channel? Wouldn't that just make life a little easier? Forget my videos, just go to my channel. There we go. My channel, wouldn't that just make life? Okay, two things. Change you. Perfect. All right. So, I'm not going to make this into a video, so I'm not going to bother recording this portion. But I would like to quickly point out the biggest news that's shown up. Let me see if I can pull it for a second. I'm going to search up Calvary. There you are. We're going to open up the link. And then we're going to copy and put it over on this web page here. No. Yeah, don't show me that again. Right, so exit off you, go back here, and we're going to leave you right here. So the reason I'm going to not make this a video is because there's just really no point to it. Let's go over to... Yeah, that'll do, actually. Whoops, I forgot. Okay, so, in short, it's blocking out my scripture, of course it is. So, Microsoft lays off 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees. So, out of the 1,900 that they supposedly canceled, they claim or make claim that a majority of it was for Blizzard. On top of Blizzard President Mike Ybarra, who I don't think was very popular, or at least not very prominent to me personally. But he also decided to leave, and Blizzard's survival game has been canceled. So there's a funny one of the channels that I follow kind of quoted on that one, like, "Bro, let them cook." Yeah, that Blizzard hasn't been allowed to do a lot. Quite frankly, some of the big problems that Blizzard has been facing. Let's be 100% honest with each other. Blizzard has been suffering majorly bad. Like, there is no joke about how bad they've been suffering as a whole. From the micromanaging from top down to games just basically not being able to be what their identity was, but rather what created more money. Everything just going like haywire and pretty much crappy. But let's quickly also make sure that I'm running or able to run. Yeah, that's 760, 1080. Yeah, so it can run 1080. Perfect. Okay, so let me start reading the thing. I'll keep it brief and not really spend too much time on this. I got to do a VOD review and Ranked, which I let slide yet again, and this time it was just due to being tired. Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees at Activision Blizzard and Xbox this week, and while Microsoft is primarily laying off roles at Activision Blizzard, some Xbox and ZeniMax employees will also be impacted. The cuts work out roughly 8% of the overall Microsoft gaming division that stands around 22,000 employees. Internal memos from Phil Spencer that confirms the layoffs. It's been a little over 3 months since the Activision Blizzard and King Games teams joined Microsoft. As they move forward in 2024, the leadership at Microsoft Gaming and Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're aligned on the best opportunities for growth. As part of this process, we have made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 on the team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are currently directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part in the success of Activision, Blizzard, ZeniMax, and Xbox, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished here. One problem, though: if anybody's actually been active in the Blizzard community to the extent of World of Warcraft, Overwatch, I believe, what was another one? We got Call of Duty, obviously, but we have all these games within the Activision, Blizzard, and King market. Anybody who's been playing them, I don't really think that they would agree with that statement. Like, they have played an important part in maybe the development portion, and it's not really always the development team's problems. But you do have to understand that there were some people who also supported it. Again, I'm not making light of anybody losing their job. I actually fully empathize because I was laid off from my job. It was a time of growth for me. And I understand that it's not easy for everybody to just lose a job that they're very passionate about. And again, I'm not making light like, oh, it's a 100% good thing. Like, no, it's obviously not. People losing their jobs, never a good thing. But we can all agree that changes are now happening and we're starting to see something. Now the question is it going to be worth it? And for that, we just need to watch. I'm not going to read the rest of this memo. Alongside the layoffs, Blizzard President Mike Ybarra has decided to leave the company. As many know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Activision Microsoft, now that he's been an acquisition through Blizzard's president, or seen through the Blizzard's president acquisition from Blizzard. He's decided to leave the company, says Microsoft's Game Content and Studios president Matt Booty in an internal memo. Why this guy's name is Matt Booty and he doesn't change it, I don't know, but this is hilarious. They plan to name a new Blizzard president next week. Blizzard's chief officer, Alan Adham, is also leaving the company as one of Blizzard's co-founders, so that's kind of like a big impact right there. They announced a survival game that had been canceled. The layoffs come the same month as Riot Games, Google, Discord, Twitch, Unity, eBay, and others announced cuts. I'd love to actually know who those others are. And they completed the $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard in October, following 20 months of battles with regulators in the UK and US. Bobby Kotick stepped down at the end of December. Woo! And Microsoft, with Microsoft not appointing a direct replacement, instead a suite of Activision Blizzard executives now report up to Matt Booty. I can't take that guy seriously. It's not even the fact that I'm trying to be respectful here, but Matt Booty? Really? 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 Moving on. Changes saw Sarah Bond promoted to Xbox president, leading all Xbox platform and hardware work. Booty was also promoted to president of Game Content and Studios, which is overseeing Bethesda, ZeniMax, and Activision Blizzard. Microsoft last announced big layoffs a year ago, affecting 10,000 employees. Bruh. So they started with 32,000 over literally a 2-year period, and we're complaining about an 8% cut. Sure. Again, they're people, not numbers, but on the grand scale of things, how is this not oversaturation to an extent? How is this not oversaturation to an extent? Too many hands in the pot. It starts to create problems. Microsoft, I can go more into detail. I'm just very tired, and I don't want to keep wasting time on an article when I can do a VOD review. Announced big layoffs a year ago. Software Maker is due to report its fiscal second quarter from 2024 earnings next week, which for the first time will include results from the impact from the Active Blizzard acquisition. There's an internal memo. I'm not going to read any of that because it's going to take too long, but you guys, I'll put the link real quickly. Wrong thing. I'll put the link in my chat. Here we go. Just so that everybody can read it if they're not already reading it. Right, so we are going to now go on to Ranked. Alright, so I accidentally left this out before. Let's see if I can keep the streak at least for another day. because I was just so tired. I let the streak die again, but HD, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so this is in another language. Should be a very big indicator. Let's have a look.
Bien calculado. Dos menos.
Let's watch that one more time. Yes, that was Jesus that you saw. Dive.
Bien calculado. Dos menos.
So she was basically allowed, he or she was basically allowed to dive the back. I give that a gold. That seems like a gold thing to do, because on top of diving the back line, unprecedented. Oh, it's actually Spanish. Oh, well, first off, welcome in, Leonardo. Good thing that you actually pointed that out. Yeah, I recalled that from last time. I do know you mentioned you were from EU, so, or around the EU, excuse me. So I'm going to give that a gold, because that was a very risky play, but it was like overly risky that I don't think that that was high-level play. Gold is a safe bet. So, bro, is Silver Player just taking over Ranked? Like, is anybody else allowed to post another video from a different rank? Like, holy crap. Actually, kid you not, I lost a bunch. Funny chat on the side. But it's like, every player is now just silver. Like, the last 3 that I did on top of this one were all silver. And I thought, oh, they're higher rank for sure. No, silver. 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 Like, holy crap, bro. Okay. I whimper. Is this also console? PC? PC. Let me go back a little bit on that.
Heard you like bombs.
Okay. I'm very confused. Okay, so we missed the magnetic grenade. This one's a tough one because there's not much to work on. Good for me, Junk. GG, GG, GG. Everybody's saying GG. I whimper for free.
Heard you like bombs.
Anything else in chat before? This is a tough one. Christ on you. Amen. Alright. That's a fun video, by the way. 400 musicians played in Lincoln Park. I want to say this one's also a silver bronze. Like, holy crap. Well, no, this is PC. So, silver players have been eluding me this entire time. I'm scared to go higher rank now because of it. I actually do legitimately think it's between bronze and gold, though. At most, I'll give it gold, only because of the structure of his play. His aim was kind of rough. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to test out a theory. I'm going to go silver again, because I'm guessing between the 2 ranks anyway. So let's try silver. What do you know? Like, holy crap. You know, it's another dead giveaway, unfortunately, was all the GGs in chat. Like, you don't really see that in higher ranks because everybody's got, like, an inflated ego by that point. I really wish it was a joke, but it's unfortunately true. No. You're the point of this is a learning opportunity and having fun with it. But as I was mentioning prior, the last 4 guesses that I did in Ranked before I broke my streak, all of it's silver. Like, silver players are taking over Ranked, like, hey, guess my rank. Is it silver? You might as well call it Ranked Silver Edition, bruh. What's this? Okay, so anybody on the teams that we can recognize? Absolutely not, but we have an Ashe. Okay, so wait, we have Okay, we're on red. Okay. So we have a Junkrat, Widow, Mercy, Mora, Diva. And then on the other team, the team that we're watching the guy from is going to be Ashe and May. Excuse me. Orisa. And then the supports are Mercy and Kiriko. Okay. Tell me this is console. Console would be telling. Start that from the beginning. So I'm looking at the behaviors and the habits, like, yes, he's getting good hits, but I, in good conscience, cannot give this anything more than gold. Like, the shots are decent, the positioning's decent, the crosshair placement's decent, but I'm not going to give that a higher rank than gold. Let me try gold. Watch it be gold. 5 for 5 silver! Oh my god, what is wrong with this submission system, bro? I think I got my first 4-star from that just because I guessed silver. Like, holy crap. Oh, shoot. Oh, my lord. I actually have to... I probably have to tweet these guys, because this is getting out of hand. Shoot. This is not even a joke. It's like Ranked Silver Edition. You just guess silver and you get it right. Oh, my God. I would love to bet something if I had the money to bet and if I were a betting man, but I'm not a betting man, so I ain't doing that, but oh my god, that is so stupid. That is honestly so stupid. Okay, let's see. Is there any retail patch notes of any kind? No. Anything in the forums newsworthy? And I just mean newsworthy. Seems like more than half likely of the dev team got fired. Looks like Blizzard's going to have new Overwatch devs. I wonder who they fired. I believe everybody's doing a good job with it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll ignore that for now because we don't really care enough about the finer details of that article anymore. Right, so let's exit. Let's get on to the VOD review. So you gave me this information. I'm going to quickly search for it. Yeah, the next one's probably going to be silver, though. Don't worry, I'll remember. It ain't that hard. It's like Silver Edition Ranked. You just guess silver and you get it. Like, everybody's silver. Holy crap. That is funny. Where? Here we go. I also have to do something on my phone. Shoot, I almost forgot. Alright, so you gave me this next one as well. So, before I begin that, this is for the video, by the way, so don't panic at it if I say goodbye or anything. Okay, let's see. Career profile. We're going to import. Okay, so this one is another submission from the gentleman who gave me the last code. I'm going to try that with a 0 first. XKD. Oh, come on. Okay, let's try this again. DZ0, and then XKD. It's awkward from the position I am typing. Yep, there we go. Okay, so this is submitted by the same gentleman who gave me the soldier clip from previous. He's actually currently in chat as we speak as well. Is it paused? No, it's not paused. There we go. There you are. Perfect. So let's get the information from this. This is the last game you played, in which case there was just enough time where it potentially might have been longer. This time I played with Tracer in Midtown, and I gotta say it was a very stressful game. Usually how it is. Close matches usually tend to be very stressful, so completely understandable. Where's my glasses? There you are. Okay. Might notice some things might be off, like slingshotting or my positioning in some cases. We work on the mechanical thing of stuff, so when it comes to your aim, I've already given you the advice necessary. Honestly, you just have to keep toying with them to see if there's improvements. If something doesn't work, just revert. I can't really help out with settings much more than just offering the best advice I can give. But as far as your gameplay, that one's more helpful in a VOD. If we compare it with the Soldier and Circle Royale, I think I did okay-ish. However, I mucked it up in some ways. Please tell me. I might not look it, but your words about resource management are in my head all day long. That's good. Make that the habit, and you literally can't be wrong. Again, the point is not that you're flooding your brain. Like, you don't have to think resource management. Like, I even mucked that up myself. Look at that. No, you don't have to be thinking about it 24/7, but resource management's important when you're playing resource management heavy characters. Like Tracer, obviously, is a heavy one because her abilities are very life-saving. Stuff like Widow's Grapple, Moira's Fade, Reaper's Wraith, and even his teleport for that matter. Bastion's got some resource management to go along with him. There's a bunch of characters that do it, so let's be 100% honest. You don't need to be flooding your brain, resource management. Like, you just... You let that flow, but you don't overload your mind with just thinking that. So, even if I use them the wrong way, that's how it works. You just train yourself. I'm the Tracer on the red team with the runner skin. I got 17 kills, 4 deaths. Honestly, that's good. But obviously it was a lost match if I'm understanding this correctly, so that's why you probably sent it. Let me see. 5,000 damage. Between 17? 17 kills. 54, 38 divided by 17. 319. Yeah, that's roughly a little over for the average 200 HP hero. Okay. So settings in the game, don't really need to look at that right now. You're messing with it as you mess with it. Okay, so let's get on to watching. Let me get my headphones on while I do that. Too. Where did I put them? I put them in like 3 different places. All right. So, oh wait, options. View, put that there, okay. Alrighty then. So we're gonna watch this from your angle and... What was that about B? Oh, good, okay. Let me also read your comment while I'm at it. Be honest, would you be something... To be honest, I think that my positioning was a bit worse than when I was on playing with... Yeah, no, I can actually answer why you probably think that, because Tracer plays different. There are times where you can intermingle the playstyle of certain heroes that very closely match, and Tracer and Soldier, they are different fundamentally, but they can be using each other's playstyles every once in a while. A good example of this would be with... A good example of this would be with Sabiolbi. If you look up Sabiolbi POV from Overwatch League, you'll see that a good majority of the time he was shooting from a distance and keeping positioning where he was because the engagement timing wasn't ready. And then there's a couple of coaches that will even advise that when you're playing Soldier, play like a Tracer, where you take advantageous angles. You go somewhat close, but at the same time safe. You play a little overly aggressive, you don't play so far back, you don't just take high ground all the time, flanking is also part of his play style, so on and so forth. Everything for its own. So, you'll notice the positionary differences, and I've noticed it too as a Soldier main playing Tracer, that my positioning with Tracer was just much worse than my positioning with Soldier. So, you're going to notice that, and that's good that you noticed it too. So, I'm going to put this down. Excuse me. Alright, here we go. Right off the bat. Oh. Wait, what is going on here? So they come out the door. Moira goes out. What was your Reaper doing, bro? I'm not even blaming you for that, but like... The Moira in the window is hilarious. Eek. Yeah, Tracer being a bouncy bitch. I know what you're talking about. I see it. So I think the real trouble that you're having is that they're highly mobile heroes. You can't control them yet, and that unfortunately is something that cannot be fixed with any amount of like coaching. It's just something that you have to practice mechanical. And map memorization, constant playing, the more you play, the more you'll be able to get the flow. It's basically like you're very obtuse, for lack of a better word. I can't think of the word right now. I'm very shot. But you're very awkward with your hero, and you're very awkward and like you're kind of tripping over yourself. You're putting yourself into corners, not realizing it. Getting out a little bit late, not really being able to maneuver into the places you want to. That'll happen. Again, and you just have to play. But, like, pay attention. I'm noticing you're also not tracking the Genji, and I'm not blaming you for that. Let me just wait in, because we have to go back anyway. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more broad and control my rewinds with E. Close. Good kill. Capture the point. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna count that as a quick opportunity to rewind. Okay, so number one. The first thing I am going to point out. So here you are in the corner. This is obviously the beginning engagement. So, as Tracer, the biggest advantage to her kit is her mobility, her ability to get into spots quicker than other heroes, alongside Soldier as well. But your team is not playing 100% properly either. Again, your Reaper wasted a key resource to literally go from one entry point to another where he could have just already been. Why he did that, I don't know. But teleport is a very key resource for him, but we're not VOD reviewing him, we're VOD reviewing you. So, what you do, and this isn't necessarily bad, there are times where you have to push with your team, there's not really too much you can do on that. But in this instance, your Moira is probably doing the thing that you should be doing. And if you were here with me avidly talking, I would ask you, what do you think you could have done better here? What do you think you should be doing? And what you should be doing is looking for an advantageous angle, taking those things. So Moira's taking top. She can afford to do it. She did waste her fade, so I don't know why she did that. Your diva is technically doing her job, and this is Kiriko, right? Yeah, I couldn't tell from the silhouette. Reaper is doing a decent job by somewhat keeping up as well, but you could go with Diva. You could. But right now you're taking a frontline fight. To improve your positioning is to recognize where you can get the most advantageous angle. Do not take fair fights. You should be looking for advantages to where you make it disadvantageous for them and completely advantageous for you. So what you should have done, or what you should have done is debatable. I didn't mean say should. What you could do, what can you do? While Moira's up there, and Diva's taking the front, and she's got support from Reaper and Kiriko, who will eventually just teleport to them, is what I assume she's going to do. Use your Tracer. Take the back line right here. It brings you to this area. And now, look at where you are. Even if they are in the midst of rotating and they somehow make it over here, you're still now providing two angles, one right here and one right here, to where they need to make a choice. Do they contest you from shredding their backline supports because their ball is kind of like back and forth? Or do they pay attention to the pressing enemy team? Do they pay attention to the diva who's currently being pocketed by a Kiriko and given a little bit more pressure with Reaper? but you're now pursuing with your team, which again is fine. There are times when you recognize that. You go into this little side room. Now, this is kind of like iffy because all it takes for them is to rotate to this entry point right here, and your only escape route is to go back to your team. So they're already in a more advantageous position of cutting off your line, and look at where you are. You're between a Genji and a Ball, and both of which you're having trouble hitting with the Genji, and Ball is at near full, correct? Yeah, near full. So, not a very decent position to be caught in, but it obviously works itself out, so I won't. Yeah, now you're back with your team, so thankfully they didn't make that rotation either. Take the above. I'm trying to find an angle, I'm sorry. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Almost did it again. Yeah, I noticed that too. You just got caught on the car again. It's okay. Oh, what is that Reaper doing? Oh, that hurt my soul. If you ever play Reaper, don't do that. Your Wraith is like one of your most important life-saving abilities. It's one of the sure ways that you can put yourself into a better position if you're out of position. This is painful. Okay, where are you? I'm gonna go back a little bit. Okay, so you're kind of focused on the Genji. You're with your diva, you're with your team. That's not bad. Like, if you're gonna be out of position, at least be with your team. Kind of not a bad trade-off, but, you know, give and take. Yeah, shooting from the distance wasn't the issue, but you're creating pressure of some kind by doing that. I get it. So... something I'm noticing with your aim, we're just going to quickly address this. So, going back on that, we're gonna slow that down. So when Genji's moving at a horizontal, angle, you manage to keep up with him. But then he starts bouncing up, and look at where your aim is still. You're still level. Now, this will come with time. What did you say your aim ease in was at? Did you say it was at like 20-something? Where are you at? Aim ease in 25%? Yeah, no, that's where I have it too. What was your sensitivity at? 41, 41? I'm going to recommend something kind of weird. But if I've ever shared my settings on stream, you'll notice that I have my horizontal sensitivity higher than my vertical. And the reason being is because the vertical positioning, there's not many heroes that have that, but when they do, their movement speed is significantly less than the fastest horizontal speed. So it creates a slight differential, and you should probably use that. But you're also having trouble with that, so you might benefit from keeping it even for now. But you do need to practice your aim mechanics as far as mobile heroes. I'll get the code after this, but it's that hero aim trainer that I think I shared previously, the one where everybody's just bouncing around. That'll help you with your vertical and horizontal movements. Just use that a little bit to kind of get used to how the stick functions. Obviously, it doesn't translate into real gameplay because you're not getting pressure, but it is a way to help you practice your stick movement on joystick. Okay, and then you obviously get the secured kill on there. Did you really need to blink there? Yeah, you did. You did. It's literally a rinse and repeat from last time. Yeah, he put himself in a bad position, so good kill there. We already know how this works. So, you capture the point. Next team fight ensues. I'll give us a watch. Ooh. I see what you did, and I like that a lot. Now, normally, you wouldn't have been wronged for going... Like, I see that you teleported back, and I thought that that was a mistake, that you were trying to go for the health pack. And then you went over here. And now you're with your team again. I like that. I like that, because even I didn't think of it. You just taught me something new, but I like it. I like it a lot. You did a very good job. You thought ahead of the steps. Perfect. And now you're with your team. I'll let this continue. So I should have done this in the beginning, but I did want to point out as well, since I just thought of it. So look at your enemy team. You have roughly 3 people that can heavily counter you. The ones that you need to look out for, pretty obvious. I don't think I need to make this a secret and be like, hey, who do you think's countering you? It's the obvious ones. Kiriko, Genji, and Ashe. Those have burst potential to take you out very quickly. So you have to be very careful for them, and you're doing a very good job with Genji. Just be on the lookout when you're taking the team fight like you just did right here with the Ashe. Ashe just died, but yeah, taking what you did, the rewind's a good rewind there. Just be very careful, because sometimes it just takes one lucky shot from Ashe in order to just eliminate you. Granted, though, this is the silver lobby, if I recall you mentioning, so... Burping like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, right now, Ball's being an ult battery. Take advantage, eliminate him, good job. He was just basically acting as an ult battery for you, like, holy crap. There's free ult charge, free value. And now their team is scattered. Oof. Good. There's not really much you can do against an ulting Moira. Nobody's aiming properly, but like... Wow, what a diva bomb. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is a one team fight. Let's go back. Okay, so we already know from this point, let's go from a third-person angle and overview the entire fight. Were you weak at that point? Where's... Yeah, you were weak. Very good rewind. Because Ball was probably going to eliminate you. Just making sure I don't miss anything. Yeah. Take the win. Use the Ball as your... He tried getting away with the gate! Oh my goodness, that's why. That's why he ended up not getting away. I didn't notice that. So funny enough, yeah, so you got free ult charge from it, you got your ultimate from it, and your team built their ultimate, your Moira's about to have her ultimate. Let's see. Okay. So now they have a good portion of their team here. So it's at this point where you're at. You're with your team. Do you have your rewind? Yes, you do. So you're able to save yourself. Good, God forbid. So, so what you should do at this point, again, you need to take advantageous angles. You're playing with your team, and that's not bad, but you're not benefiting your team to a greater degree than you think, because look at where Moira is. First off, Moira is facing off against 3 of your team right here, and your diva is about to get mech again. So she's going to be facing off against a full-fledged diva bot in like 2 seconds. Ashe is your primary concern because she's constantly able to keep you at bay with her burst kill. Genji's just being Genji and Kiriko's being a heal bot over here, but they don't have their tank. What I would do, take the advantageous angle, come up here, come around, and even if you didn't go down here's like a health pack, but it kind of narrows you, I would still stay up here and play around the back area like right here, come from this area, or even come from up here. You can go from any real point, but the point is, like, as the point is moving, heck, you could even take this little ground up here while the point is still there. Just think about the different options of how you could benefit your team. There is no real right answer, so bear that in mind. You use your rewind, I think. Do you use your rewind? Did you use your rewind? Or did you just teleport out of the way? Oh, you went back for the health pack, that's right. Okay, so then you try to come up here, and that wouldn't have been bad either. But Moira has ulted, so it wouldn't have benefited you too much. And again, you can't really do too much against the ulting Moira. Like, you're really just at a disadvantage. She's probably going to beam you down before you beam her. Your entire team is holding on to too many ults. They can stand to use one, but your diva ends up doing that. Again, I'm not trying to coach them, but we all see the reason why this is an issue, right? She placed her diva bomb in a position where all they had to do was literally take a step over, and they're safe. She should have launched it, or she should have come closer to the point where they can't really get out. She should have just been like standing maybe like right here, and then they would have had to be forced to use the taxi and all gather up on each other. And now everybody's using their ult. Yeah, take the angle, take the angle. Good stuff. Now, I think I know what you're thinking at this point. So this isn't a bad thing to be doing, taking this corner right here, but you already won the team fight, so there's no point to it. What I would be doing is that because you won the team fight and Ball is going back to his team, maybe use this angle to come over to here and then kind of inspect this area because you're next to a health pack and a bunch of cover. Use this to your advantage and be in position for the next team fight. I don't know what you do, though. Do you go back? No, you're staying in the corner. So you don't have range, but Ashe does. So does Kiriko. So does Genji. Moira can technically send the ball your way, although I don't know why she'd waste it on you when she could aim for your team. Ball went back for healing, so I guess, where did he go? He's back in spawn, okay. So you're kind of in a bad position. Again, this would be normally good if the team fight actually was taking place here, and it's about to. But you can better your advantage by being here, because you have cover. You can play behind these things, you have a health pack, and you can create a pincer for anybody that decides to put themselves here, because now they're forced to either face the team with the oncoming point, or focus you the complete opposite direction, leaving themselves open. Just a thought, but being here is not, again, a problem. It's just a bad timing to be in that corner. Yeah, now you're just pressing with your team. Yeah, they're now using their ults. Oh! Oh, big pulse bomb! Now, let's just be clear about something. You are actually in a very good spot. So you did something good. So team fight, you're with your team. And then you teleported behind them. And actually in time, too, because now you're out of Kiriko's ult range, and you're out of the minefield, so you kind of did yourself a favor by getting out. Man, she really risked it for the biscuit to get that Kiriko. Okay, but now again, look at where you're at, and look at the pressure that they're going to have to deal with. And then you get that little magical pulse bomb. Which is actually kind of funny because technically you got Bob. You got Bob. I figured he was about to almost get you, if he didn't get you already. Yeah, but that was kind of like a scrubbed team fight just due to the fact... Oh. I wouldn't have peeked. I wouldn't have peeked. It's a minor mistake. It's not going to cost you too much, but I wouldn't have given Bob a moment of watching. There's nothing that you can do as a lone tracer against Bob. Let's be 100% honest, especially since Bob is all the way up there. Just wait for him to go and you got your advantage back, but you also have to wait for your team anyway. Get out. I would get out right now.
Hello? The panels are moving.
Okay, just to cover why this is an issue. This is your viewpoint. This is what you're aiming at. You don't have distance. Kiriko does. That was your viewpoint. This is her viewpoint. All she has to do is shoot in the corridor and she's got you. So I wouldn't have taken this fight anyway. The use of blinks were good. I wouldn't have used that other one. Okay, Hey, what's up, Skyscraper? Wait, Skyscraper? Casper, excuse me. I might have dyslexia. Aw. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and start streaming, bro. It's a fun time if you just know what you want to play and the community you're trying to reach out to. Let me quickly do this before I forget. So, Tracer! Once again, what do you think you could have done better? If you're still here. I don't know if you're still here. I think I might be alone now. It keeps fluctuating my concurrent viewers, so I have no idea who is watching when. Nor do I really care about who's watching and when. I'm just making content for everybody to watch for later on anyway. But what can you do as Tracer? Because the person that I'm reviewing should be here in chat anyway. What could you have done better? Look at where you're at. Look at where your team's at. Look at where the enemy team's at. They're pushing the point. Everyone's alive and making their way to the point. Reaper's about to be there. They're about to make the push. What could you do better? Well, for starters, they're focusing your team. They're not even focusing you. And you're not providing any pressure. Yes, behind the bus stop. That's where you're at right now, in the bus stop over here. So you wouldn't just necessarily be behind the bus stop. Utilize the cover of this entire area right here, where the bus stop is, where the police truck is, even that little gazebo-like area, the staircase. Why did I say gazebo? Anyway, so utilize that because, once again, if you had made that crucial movement, like, let's just go back to this thing real quick. So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... And now you joined back in with your team. So a full-fledged 7 seconds from the time that you made yourself available there, you spent 7 seconds basically shooting at air because all the team was moving around. You're obviously struggling with your aim, and you know that. And they're not even focusing you. So you're not providing any more pressure than the usual. And you're not giving... What's the word I'm looking for here? You're not doing as much as you can. So behind the bus stop was definitely a better choice option. And again, you spent 7 seconds shooting basically from behind the bus, not providing much value, when you could provide infinitely more value by making the rotation, and you had 7 seconds to do it. So now you join back up with your team because Kiriko ults, and that's good. You probably could have saved yourself the rewind as well if you made that move. Now look who was in that position, but she obviously wasn't ready for that based upon the push. One other thing I will quickly point out. So let's just go over here. Look who's in front of you aiming down sights in your direction. was very weird of her to do. But she was aiming your direction. She could have potentially hit you and you didn't know whether or not she was going to. She could have flicked. We don't know. I don't know how she's doing with her accuracy. I quite frankly don't care. But you only managed to get the kill because she pushed you back and you went back. Chasing ball, he's offering free value. I wouldn't even stick with the point. I would be chasing him. Harass him to the point where he can't exist in the back line for free. And charge your ultimate. You're 51%. You could probably get up to 80, if not 100% of your ult, if you had just kept harassing him instead of going with routine. Did they swatch up? They swapped off their Kiriko to Mercy. Oh, and Echo. So now you have another problem. Echo is not necessarily too far of a difference from Ashe as far as the danger to you, but they did give up burst damage potential for eliminating you, but I guess that they just couldn't hit you. So, a new threat to deal with. It depends on if there's any other swaps made, but it looks like your team is keeping their same team anyway. Yeah. Yeah, he's just existing in your... I would chase him. I would chase him. There you go. I wouldn't ignore him.
I'm on fire. What else is new?
Good health pack.
Pushing the cable with my team.
Good, good. Taking high ground, taking an advantageous angle. Good target priority, but if you're struggling with Genji, getting Mercy is going to be just that much harder. Yeah, I would have picked Moira instead. I think I would have used my blinks instead of my rewind, because again, the health pack is like right there. But I get it. So I can't really fault you for the second. Ah, you're stuck on a wall. Ah, unlucky. Yeah, nothing to really cover from that. You were pretty much covered already. You were all in the back line watching the ball, and then you went over here and you did take the angle. So I'm very happy that you took the high advantageous angle trying to pincer, but now the point is too far, so it was just going to be a team fight. Good target prioritization. You recognize the need to go for the Mercy. Even if you couldn't secure the kill, you did a good job of pressuring, and then you moved on to the next one, which was Moira. Oh my god, where is Moira looking at? Yeah. Alright, so now you have Pulse Bomb. I want to pay attention to this. I'm going to mention the biggest problem that I noticed on this. So this is also very important. I know we're talking about resource management and everything, but pay attention to you going back from spawn to your team and look at your blinks. So 1, 2, 3, no problems here. You get a blink back, use it. Another blink, use it. Another blink, use it. Now, quick question. What value are you bringing your team? You have your rewind, you have your pulse bomb. You're full with health, you have full ammo. All your resources are there, save for one, so you'd think, oh, this is going to be good. One major problem. You have no blinks, because you used it to go all the way from spawn to here. So now you have no engagement / disengagement, and all because you used your blinks the way that you did. You were in no rush. Your team is about to win that team fight. So they were like 1.19 meters away, you could have saved your blinks and been like, oh, they're making press. Remember, this is about the objective in this case. They're about to get the objective. You have no way of knowing whether or not they're going to capture it by the time you make back, or if you're going to make it just in time, or if you're not going to make it on time. You don't know. You're just trying to make it back while still maintaining some of your resources. So going back a step, like I was saying, the first 3 blinks from the main entrance, totally fine, because by the time you go a little further, you're not in an engagement, you're not in a team fight, so you have your blinks. Use them to close the gap of distance. It's fine. You see pro players do that all the time. Wait for your blink to recharge, and then you immediately start using them. And since you used them on every single cooldown, you now have 0, and you're half the recorded time before you reach another blink, so before you can make an engagement. Now you're pressured, the team comes back, they won the team fight. I'm not saying you could have swung it, but the resource stopped you from being more aggressive, and potentially could have swung the team fight. Yeah, now you're being pressured, you're in a corner, thankfully your diva's there. Let me just watch this from the moment until the next team fight, quote unquote. Oh, you're already down one. Are you splintered? I think you're splintered. Yeah, no, your team is splintered. Your diva shouldn't have been this far. You probably still could have kept retreating, and I would have actually kept doing that, but yeah, your team is splintered very heavily. I think you're going to die here, aren't you? Yeah, your diva's dead. Your Genji's trying to get you. So I'm waiting for you to die the 3 more times that you are. Ow. Poor Kiriko. She's got self-heal though, so she can care for herself if I need to. Aha! It's a whiff! Aha! Yeah, so let me see what your blink usage was like. I would have blinked 1 more time. I would have blinked 1 more time and you would have gotten a stick. You didn't even need to move any of your sticks. Just blink, hit it, rewind. Or blink out, either one. I mean, it did create a certain... Oh, they went Orisa. Of course they did. That's the game-winning pick in lower reds. Yo, what is with your diva with badly placed diva bombs? What is with your diva and badly placed diva bombs? Like, right there? Who is she getting? Oh my god. I mean, maybe she stopped the team fight for like a few seconds. I mean... Yeah, let me just continue watching. Let me watch that echo for like 2 seconds. Yep, already doing what your diva won't. That's immediately... Hi. Okay. Yeah, you're basically just trading back and forth while the point is slowly moving backward. Your team is splintering. You traded off... Who was your other DPS at the time? It was Reaper switching to Soldier. I mean, I guess that would help with the Echo, but you're in an enclosed space. Echo can only operate so much within that space that she's operating in. But your entire team is split. And then you just lost another healer. You're about to go. You used your rewind. You're between a tank and Genji. Yeah, I figured. Who's moving the point? Oh, Diva. Yeah, your entire team has been Oh. Oh, that would be why. Okay. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Yeah, no, so this is... this is tough. Yeah, the thing that you're really running into a problem here is that your team is splintered and not salvaging the team fight. You probably could have won if you had just taken a minute to gather up in a group. And then, even in the times where you didn't gather in a group, you weren't trying to look for advantageous angles. Again, I understand it. You're new. So this is not something like, oh, you should be doing this. This is for you to examine yourself and realize, hey, this is the perspective that I'm missing. Why am I suffering on Tracer? You're suffering on Tracer because you're not utilizing her kit the way that she needs to be. So while this entire team fight is going on over here and you're being chased avidly, honestly, I just would have retreated with the team because everybody's just out of position anyway. And this is an entire team reset. But while everything was going on before, and the team was focused on your team over here, like while the team fight was here, because the team fight was here, I would have taken that time to go even right here. Just right over here, and pincer them. Because while the point was still right over here, they had lack of cover, and then you would have had free reign. Yes, you have a lack of cover yourself, but you have your retreat to go back over here, heck, on the train up there if you were able to manage that. So it's just trying to look for those advantageous angles, trying to look for those movements, look for those things. It comes with time and play, so I'm not, again, trying to make you feel bad or anything, but that this is the point of utilizing a character's kit to their maximum potential, is looking for these openings.
Group up here.
And why is your team still splintered? I have no idea.
Move the payload.
Maybe I'm thinking back on the previous one where she died, but your Moira's trying to frontline and it's not working. You should not be pressing. You are down a healer, and your only healer right now is Kiriko, and Kiriko could only heal you so much. So what I would do, since your team is pushing in here, don't push with the team. Remain out here. You would have caught the Genji. You would have put pressure. Or go beyond your team, take the high ground over here, and then put the pressure over here so that they're forced to either look to the area where you have cover, or they're forced to look at your team. Is she using her ult again? Oh my god, she did it right! She did it right! She failed, but she did it right! Oh, your diva's an enigma to me.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Yo, Echo again. Echo's just getting free value at this point. She's not being pressured the way she should be. Oh! Good pulse bomb, yep. I'm sorry, what? Okay, but why though? Like, is it because there was a gap? You shouldn't have died. You shouldn't have died. So that was kind of stupid.
30 seconds. Let the kitsune guide you. Go,
Frontlining again. Okay, good.
10 seconds.
Okay, so if you remember, I don't know if you watched my previous self-VOD review when I was playing on Samoa. I had to think about it. On the very final point of Samoa, the lava area, I was playing Soldier 76, I took an off angle, and the team had traded off to go a Pocket Pharah Mercy combo. And so I was still shooting at the Pharah. Why was I shooting at the Pharah? Because the Pharah was the avid threat. That even if I wasn't gunning her down as quickly as I wanted to, or even if I wasn't hitting her, I was still pressuring her because she was flying out in the open. She has no cover. So every hit counts for something, even with the pocket. It pressures her to play sloppy. Why is that good? It was good because even if I wasn't providing value through eliminations, I was providing pressure. and causing her to play in a way that she was not comfortable with, playing in a way that she couldn't do. And she herself, although she might get some value, was not getting the fullest value that she could do. I was basically knocking her out of her element. And again, I couldn't eliminate her because she had a pocket. I could have shot the Mercy too, and I did whenever there was like a possibility, but I had to make sure that Pharah wasn't focusing on me, because if I focus on the Mercy, then Pharah's got free reign. She's no longer pressured. Your situation right here, let's quickly slow this down. So you have your team, you join with your team. Why you joined with your team, I don't know, but you shouldn't be frontlining in this instance. You need to be taking any advantageous fight that you got, and playing with your team is not providing too much value. Good on the health pack, you shouldn't have needed to get it. So now you're focusing Echo. Good target pick. I wouldn't have used the blink.
10 seconds.
The moment Echo gets pocketed is the time that you should have swapped to a different target, including, but not limited to, the Mercy. Or even the Genji. Genji's not even looking at you. I would have swapped to one of them. Now, you just lost your Kiriko, which means it's another scrubbed team fight, and you are about to lose your Diva. Yeah. Everyone's on... Yeah. This is a scrub team fight. You are the only thing that's going to keep this thing in overtime. I didn't mean to do that. Good rewind. No, stay on point, stay on point.
Ready, everyone.
How you are doing this, I have no idea. It's not a bad thing, it's just, I just don't know how you're doing it. Soldier swapped off to Echo, very good, counter-echoing. Your Kiriko swapped off to Brig, also very smart. Ah, she got the res on Moira. Ah, I see exactly what happened. So let me pay attention to the scoreboard for like a second. I don't know how you're surviving as long as you are. So, Brig got eliminated again. You eliminated the Orisa. Diva's about to get demeched. Yeah, there we go. Diva's gone. Now, the Echo got the Diva. The Diva managed to get the Moira. The Moira gets revs. I'm paying attention strictly to that. Your Echo takes out Genji. Good swap. Good value. Ah, I see exactly what happened there. Now, their Moira kills you. What's going on, Sage? Moira eliminates their Echo, and then Echo eliminates their Mercy. So it looks like you won another team fight for a short period of time.
Duplicating Orisa.
I got my second win. Move the payload. All systems on optimal levels.
Good, good. Good! I liked it. So, overall critique. That wasn't terrible. As Tracer, she's a little bit more mechanically demanding, so I actually applaud you for even selecting her in the first place. But I do want to emphasize the importance of seeking out better angles, better positioning, focus more on not necessarily splitting from your team, but how did they phrase that? It's kind of like you're grouped, but you're not split. It's okay to play apart, but you're still together. So as long as you're within like a few blinks of your team, that's probably a good distance. If you're more than like your entire full set of blinks to get back to your team, you're probably too far, but you have self-sustain. So it's okay to play split. It's hard to kind of explain, but you need to be seeking those advantageous opportunities of splitting from your team a slight bit, like pincering the enemy team, being behind them, and gathering their focus. Focus is a resource as well for resource management. So if you're having them focus on you when your team can take the advantage, even better. But don't just play frontline tracer. In fact, you were doing frontline soldier as well, and I do that occasionally as well, but frontline tracer, it can work in certain situations. Yeah, off angle, I'll go back a second. So, off angle, if I'm understanding what you mean by the question, is basically like the enemy team needs to focus the points. They're going to come through their choke here. As maybe... What's a good example? In fact, you know what? Let's actually go back a little further. Let's say that the point was over by that staircase. The enemy team would have to focus here and focus upwards on the staircase. Your off angle would literally be anywhere back here with the train at that little platform up here. Even up here if you're able to get up here with whatever hero you're playing. Over here especially, because now they have to actually look back toward their spawn. That's off angle play. Off angle, as long as it diverts their attention from the stairwell where the point is, and then we go back. Oh my god, I got a headache. Removed my glasses and now I'm feeling it. So anyway, yeah, long story short, the bits of improvement that I'd recommend, you were doing a great job in managing your resources overall throughout the match. You did have a couple of questionable things. Nothing that I would need to improve. Nothing that I would need to say, hey, you know, you could do so much better, but obviously you could do a little bit better. When you're playing Tracer and you're going out from spawn, go ahead and use all your blinks if the team fight is a distance away. Like, if you're trying to meet back with your team, use it. But remember to keep something in the pocket. At the bare minimum, 2 blinks for an engagement, or even, God forbid, a disengagement if you're being spawn camped and you don't know it yet. That's number 1. So your resource management has done a lot better. And again, you're playing a mechanically demanding hero that has heavy dependence on the resources. So good on you for doing what you did. I would recommend to continue improving on your mechanical skill by continuously playing. I'm going to get that code as soon as I exit from here, but again, it's the one where everybody's bouncing. I'd recommend at least doing that maybe once per day until you kind of get like the vertical angles, because you're suffering on your vertical aim. You're not looking up enough. When you have heroes like Genji, you don't necessarily need to track them like a pro, where it's like, oh, if he's going, it's like, oh, it's together, like aimbot. No, nobody's expecting you to do that. But practice it, because if you're going to play Tracer, that's one of the things. To get on focus with your target, to gun them down. Another thing I can quickly praise is your target prioritization. You actually did a decent job on that as well. You're tracking for specific heroes. When Ball was out of position, using him as ult battery, you probably could have done that more. But when you were in team fights, you were always aiming for like backline. Good. You're supposed to do that as Tracer. Know your advantages when you take them. But I would ask that if you do this as well, when you start doing the backline thing, one other thing you do need to take note of. Be very careful about who you engage. You were going face-to-face with Ashe a couple of times, with Kiriko a couple of times, with Genji, kind of unavoidable. He doesn't really have the same burst potential as Ashe or Kiriko did, but he can still gun you down pretty quickly. Moira's kind of like a mishmash of a matchup. You were actually doing pretty good, and it seemed like their Moira wasn't doing as good as she probably could have. But yeah, now they had their Echo, and they changed off to Mercy, so you got one less hero that you had to worry about for getting bursted down. But now they traded off Ashe with a hero that had vertical movement as well as distance. you got to be very careful in that matchup. So just be very careful in the future. Not something too terribly much to improve on, but just be very careful about your matchups and how overconfidence could eventually... Like, it just takes, from Kiriko and from Ashe, one lucky headshot for them to nail you down and to send you back to spawn. It doesn't take too much more. In fact, let me actually just... just as a quick show. Whoops.
I'm the last one you'll ever cross.
All it takes is that.
Sweat off my brow.
And then...
I'll find my own path.
How's that? You saw that my reticle was on her head, right? Huh. I thought she can burst... I thought she was able to burst a tracer down. What? Well, that's news to me. Either way, she's able to fire off 2 of those within 1 second. Yeah, I thought that Kiriko would definitely get the singular headshot, but you saw that too. I'm glad you did. And then, just as a quick show of Genji. It takes that, or 2. And then last but not least, they had Echo.
I am always ready to learn.
Just to let that drop. Or...
Think fast.
Or...
Burn them down.
See how quickly she's dying. So these are the people that you do have to watch out for. These are characters you need to... You just need to make a mental note. You don't really need to take physical notes, but if it helps you out, by all means. But that's kind of what I mean at. Like, you just need to be very careful about who you take the front engagement with, and don't just blink right in front of them. That's over... Like, I found it very funny from time to time that I'd be playing Widowmaker or playing against a Widowmaker, and she'd be looking my direction, and I'm like, oh, I'll just burst her down. I can get her quick enough. Okay, I'm back in spawn. Never mind. So, those would be the things I would just say to improve on. So, let me get that code for you while I'm here, and yeah, that would be pretty much all there is to it. I give that match... It's definitely improvement from your last one, but you also played a more mechanically challenging hero than even Soldier, I would debate. So, yeah, I'd give that, like, a definite line of improvement. I don't know what I'm trying to say. That's going to be one heck of a video when that uploads. But anyway, yeah, let me get that code. Whoops. Presets, where are you? 1v1 aerial, here we go. I don't know why I have to make a new one each time, but that's the game code right there. So I'll quickly type that into my chat. Yeah, and then to kind of show you what it looks like. And why it's probably going to help you in the situation that you were in. Yeah, we'll do Soldier, why not?
Every soldier needs a cause.
Yeah, see how everyone's bouncing? So, for a little bit before you start even firing at any of the heroes, do yourself a favor and just see if you can even keep up with them. Kind of like how I did my aim training, is like, don't shoot primarily, just see what you can keep up with. So you see how I'm not even on them, but if I decided I was going to start shooting, This also helps with trigger discipline to the extent, like if your crosshair's not on them, don't be shooting. Whoa. This is all you're going to be doing. But the purpose of this is to help you with your tracking. It's not really meant to be like an in-game environment, so don't treat it like one.
Is all I have left. It was your fate to fall.
Come on, Maui. Let me get a headshot. Headshot!
Witness the flame of my self.
Thank you.
Send all you want.
I just wanted one headshot with Hanzo. But yeah, that'd be the things to do. Oh my god, I got a headache. I need some water real quick and like to take a quick pacing around. Yeah, give me like 2 seconds. I need to stretch. That I am. I actually just started. Oh, that was needed. I just recently started because I'm not an actual coach yet. I'm an amateur coach trying to get into it. So I'm asking for friends to send me VOD reviews so I can get in some practice, but I am helping out Leonardo over here, as we can tell. Give me like 2 seconds. Ever since I started working security, it's my lower back. My back! Oh, that helps. Ooh. I wonder if I can open a window. Nah, I can't open a window. Can I get a fan in here? Maybe. It's a little stuffy in here anyway. It's stuffy in here because of my musk. Musk. Anyway. Ignore the very obvious and terrible Oh. That's pen. Always good. Always a good sign. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, so let's get on to this. You do VOD reviews, that's neat. Do you need to say something about my aim settings? No. Again, I said it at the beginning of the VOD review. The best way for that to be handled is for you to just mess with it to see what works, because I can only make recommendations. It's not really going to be that my settings are going to be your miracle fix. Find what's comfortable, so that way when you're like, okay, these are the best settings, like they're not improving no matter what I change, just leave it at whatever is most comfortable for you and practice with it. Just keep playing, get used to it, because you're going to be working with those settings, and that's normally what the aim guide was supposed to be anyway, is when you find those settings, you just turn on the game and you just play. So I can only make so many recommendations that would be beneficial, but that would be the answer to that right there. What am I missing on my stuff here? No, I don't need to go to you. Well, first off, the cold air is helping a little bit, but geez. Small migraine. Right. So is there anything that I can do? Do I need to get some challenges done over here?
Winston, the mission in Gothenburg was a success.
New data entry.
Now sector forces in the region
For
faced a
Reinhard!
significant blow.
That's excellent news. But no sector won't be taken down so easily. This war is just getting started.
2300. Visited medbay for painkillers. Headache from Wilhelm shouting. Feels impossible to avoid. Voice carries. Found Dr. Ziegler asleep with subjugator research. Desk was a mess, usual for her. Brought her food and urged her to get some rest. That's kind of funny though. Nothing right here. I don't really want to play that mode right now. I don't even want to play unranked or competitive. Yeah, what the hell? Just play some versus AI and mellow down a bit before I have to go anyway. I might swap off to Fallout. Oh, so that's another thing too. I didn't share. Let me see. No, it's not here. Shoot. Fallout 4. Yeah, I beat the ever-loving crap out of Fallout 3. Like, there's literally nothing for me to do than wander the wasteland and basically become rich, just killing a bunch of things needlessly. Fallout 4, I don't really play it for the gameplay. I play it because it's a sandbox. It's something I can just play. So I mod out my character to be like a lone survivor type of character, max out the levels of everything I need. Building settlements is kind of fun. It's a nice way to turn off your brain. But yeah. So... yeah. Widow out the door, changing to Hanzo afterward. I really need some sleep. Yeah, my entire week was kind of foobar because,
I heard town failed another mission. Going soft.
it was kind of scrubbed.
Speak to me unless you wish to lose your other eye.
My week was scrubbed. I can't concentrate now. I don't know why. My week was scrubbed because I had to pick up a shift, and I wasn't expecting to work in the day that I was called, so they made me work the next day. Well, didn't make me, but I offered, and I was like, yeah, the next time you have something that you need me for, I'll do it. I'll gladly pick up on the shift.
I hope it'll last.
And so they called me the next day and was like, hey, can you pick up the 10 to 4 shift? I wasn't expecting it, but they called me earlier in the afternoon so I could prepare, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
One. Attack. Start the
We are outnumbered. That's better.
Okay, so this is kind of bugging me. What did I change on her settings? Ah, I think I can see what I changed about her settings.
Did someone call?
My ultimate is almost ready.
Anna checking in.
Distance is no obstacle to accuracy. So careless. Engage this enemy.
I am the queen. G'day.
My ultimate is
Oh my god.
get into position.
Oh my god.
Hey.
So it helps by slowing it. It's weird. Give me like 2 seconds and I can explain it. It just takes a moment. The window size, again, just determines when the aim assist kicks in.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Ah.
Life protects life.
About time.
Hello there. Thanks.
No one can stop me.
No one can hide from my sight. I truly feel
Ah. I thought that I could get back into cover quicker. No, so how does it factor into flicking? So, just to examine her settings for a second. So I have her aim assist strength and window size to 100. So that's the maximum window. It remains a little consistent. But that aim ease in, like I keep mentioning, controls the acceleration from when you start entering it and creating like a smoothing effect. No! Thank you! Anybody saw that air shot, by the way? That's something I normally don't do. But, it basically helps it so that when you're trying to sway, it pulls in and gives you a greater chance of landing your shot. You just have to practice the timing. I mean, anybody can really make anything work. It's not that aim assist completely helps you in your flick shotting, but it provides the greatest opportunity to make sure that you stay... Oh, shoot. No! Bro! What is wrong with everybody? Thank you.
cette fois.
I'm popping off.
All hail the queen.
Do we really need more damage?
Stop him. Superbe.
About time.
The sim turret. Is it that delayed for you? You might be a little delayed. Because the sim turret happened like a good few moments ago.
My
I need to check on my baby after this. She's been learning to take off her diaper. And she's now playing with her trash can that has a bunch of dirty diapers, so...
No one can hide from my sight.
Yeah, if you're a little delayed on your end because of internet connection, I don't blame you on that one.
That's better.
Death stops for no one.
Yeah, we're about to... I mean, it's good that my daughter is learning about potty training, but... It's not good that she just takes off her diaper without us being here. Let me go check on that. Because last time she took off her diaper during a quiet/nap time, she did unfortunately have an accident on her sheets, and it took a bit because we had a cold front, so we couldn't even wash her stuff immediately. Thankfully, it wasn't that bad, but I would hate to wash all her stuff again, so I'll be right back. Hi. You do know it's still quiet time, right? It's not time yet. Go play a little longer. I can't get you up right now. Come on, go play a little longer. You have your light, you have your room. Everything in the room is yours. Go do what you're gonna do. Go. I love you. I love you. Now go play. Thank you. This little girl is never-ending entertainment. I go up to her door, she sees me, she runs off from her bed and comes over to me, and I'm like, hey, are you, thankfully she has her diaper and her pants still on from Nat. So all of a sudden, she walks up to the door. Like, oh, Daddy, can you get me up? I'm like, no, I can't get you up right now. It's still too early. You gotta go play around a little more. It's quiet time. You're not done with quiet time. I'm just making sure you're okay. So then I walk away. I do my little side steps that you probably saw on the camera. Just that I made it to the door. She's standing there looking at me with like a very tired face of like, I kid you not, looking my direction, just without breaking straight. Her disapproval of me leaving, she farts. Oh my goodness, I love my toddler. It was like the funniest. Can't. These are the times that I enjoy as a father. Oh, hold up a minute. The wife sent a voice message while I was speaking, so I just needed to listen to that. That is funny, though. She is super adorable. Oh, oh. Get on the right difficulty. The only right difficulty. Lethal. Where the Malga don't even have to look at you to shoot you or kill you. I wish that was a joke. I think you might have actually been the one there with me when that happened. Never mind.
Traveling to prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Defending on Numbani. Sure, why not? Yeah, I don't know anymore who is in what. I'm very shot this week anyway. I wouldn't be able to remember even if I did remember it. But, Malga, like, let's say that this is me looking at someone about to shoot them and all that. This is me aiming. Malga was literally looking the polar opposite direction, shooting his gun, and then the bullets were hitting me. And he kills me. And I even looked at the play of the game, too. Yeah, and I think that the only real thing that I can believe was the reason he was able to do that was because he was micro-flicking to the point where it looked like he was looking one direction. And I think it was that, like, because of his rate of fire, he might have been looking this direction, but the AI would, in a split fraction of a second, look my direction, fire the bullet, and then look back, and then splits frames, and then it just looks like I'm sitting right there. Whoa. Oh, they're running Overwatch League? They might, well, they actually might be. They're running Overwatch League. Hanzo May, Baptiste Brig, Sigma. All of them complement each other. It does, but it compensates for their lack of game sense and awareness from time to time. So it's okay for them to have that to make up for it, but like...
I'm a man on a mission. Stay out of my way.
Get that brig! Get that brig!
I've been doing this for years.
Where's the brig?
Who the hell are you?
You make all of Reinhardt's mistakes.
Get out of my face. Hi.
Yeah, this is bad habits galore.
Are you in distress?
Oh, they're swapping off to die. They're swapping off to die. What did you think you were doing?
Thanks.
Nanotech minute. Meet your fate.
Double team kill.
Ah,
Fields online.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Got one.
where is she?
Everyone heal up.
Uh, uh, wait, let me start this from the beginning. Hold on. Wow, that the Anna line, you make all of Reinhardt's mistakes. I never heard it. I must have missed it. I didn't actually hear that. But, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that that voice line exists. Recently, the Briggs voice actor has a YouTube channel. Yes, and everybody's been hating on the poor lady like she controls the balance for Brig. Like, holy crap. She doesn't deserve hate. Yeah, go. I am 3 levels away from getting the only thing that matters for me, and that would be Soldier's emote here. She really is. I've heard very good things about her in the community. She doesn't deserve the hate that she gets just because her character is disliked by the community in a way. Absolutely. Nah. Yeah. Yeah, I might... The headache is still lingering, and I really need to be able to focus for when I go pick up my wife, so I think this will be my last match, and I'll call the stream. Shoulder. Dang, this week really took it out of me. I got bipolar weather right now. In my one window right next to me, I could even see it on some of the reflections of the cars, but the sky, gray, bleak, looking like it's a rainy day. Look out my left window here. Ray of sunshine hitting my closet door. Ooh, one of my favorite maps. Yeah, I'll do Hanzo, sure, why not? Yeah, my stream setup's gonna have to change a little bit soon. What I needed was a bigger table. And I might be getting that shortly.
Is all
So.
I have left.
Oh, I'll make this mention before I actually get off. That way I can kind of like not have to focus my eyes too much. But I came up with a schedule. I announced it, obviously, but I'm going to go over the finer details. But I shared both on Twitter and on YouTube through a post about my schedule. So hopefully everybody will know what to expect, and I can actually get more consistent viewership. Because everybody that watches won't just be like, oh, waiting for him to pop up.
To my skill.
No, just go stand still. Yeah, I'll cover it a little bit more specifically by what I mean, and it'll hopefully explain some stuff. But, yeah. Now that the schedule is a little bit more consistent,
I'll find them.
I might need to revert his crosshair. I'm noticing that I'm having trouble getting very specific shots.
By the dragon. Hello.
Positioning healing pylon.
flame of my soul.
Damn.
Our foes have fallen. Now is the time.
Yeah, I have that set just so that way if I go for long periods of time, like, I remind myself. I normally don't take the 2-hour break, but when it comes to the 4-hour break, oh yeah, I definitely need to stretch. Oh shoot, that's another thing too. I'm gonna be working on a graphic myself for when I stream in September. But I'm gonna be doing like a charity stream of sorts.
Forged in the dragon's breath.
I did that once before when Blemish was still a thing, if you've heard of it.
Like cherry blossoms in the rain.
Hey, let's move it. Let's go.
Hello.
But kind of like my namesake, if you don't know what ITP Paladin even makes sense for, I was diagnosed at 14 with a blood condition, and so my goal now is to bring awareness to an increasingly common blood condition, because it used to be rare when I was 14 and originally diagnosed. But wow. But now it's become so increasingly common, and the cause of the condition has also become a little bit more broad. So now it's like bringing awareness to that blood condition, because it's similar to hemophilia, but it can be a little bit more dangerous because you do not heal. Like, it's your platelets are being destroyed by your own body, so it can be a little bit more deadly in effect.
I am restored. Witness the flame of my soul. My ultimate is ready.
And I did the charity one time. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna come left or right. Probably gonna come left.
Can't hide. I am restored.
Push the payload. On the beat.
Death calls for you.
Whoa, what was that flag?
Concern.
Yeah, I did it like 2 years back, and it was a huge success, gaining the fact that I had very minimal viewership, so I had like more than I expected, and I knew I was starting off, so it didn't really get too much as I would have liked. But everything was a success, so you know what? I'm doing it again. I did a speed run on Dark Souls 2. I played some competitive on Overwatch. I did some guitar music for some worship songs that I know. Yeah, it's not even that. It's like bringing awareness is technically the goal, but at this point it's become more increasingly common, so I don't think awareness would be the appropriate terminology. I got to really think about this, but the way that I want to pitch it is like, that's the charity I'm going for, because you always have everybody like, oh, hey, this is a charity for St. Jude's. Oh, this is a charity for cancer research. I'm not affected by any of those two things. I'm affected by ITP. It's become increasingly common. I would like to bring awareness to that and hopefully get some charity recognition for that specific area that actually affects me. I'll get you in a second. She hears me and she wants me to get her out. She's like, ah! But to go on that posting real quick, let me quickly go onto the page so I can see what I posted in detail to make sure I didn't cover anything again. There's me. Here we are. Come on. No, go to my... Okay. So I have it listed... I have it listed weeks 5-1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I put it on clarification that 5-1 was supposed to be for personal time away from technology and social media and everything, so it's a dark week, not just an off week. It's to pursue other hobbies. I put this in my previous stream, so I don't know who was there for that or who heard it. Again, the viewership numbers are telling me that there's one person viewing, but yet you're here and I'm watching it. I don't know. But another clarification is week 5-1. So in months that end like in the middle of a week that lead into another month, that's what 5-1 means. And sometimes it'll even actually be a 5-week. Who knows? But yeah, so at the beginning of a month and the end of the previous month, like at the end of a month to the beginning of the next month, that would be my dedication to a blackout time where I'm like at home with my family, taking care of stuff that I need to at the beginning and ends of each month, respectively. Doing myself a favor and studying up on some stuff that I've been wanting to do, and actually thinking of what I want to do for the YouTube channel, because this was supposed to be a Christian gaming channel anyway. So I had them split and then just combined them, because it was letting one channel die when I couldn't manage both of them at the same time. So now they're all on one channel. Why the heck not? Do some stuff, make a playlist out of it, just talk about theological questions, stuff that I'm studying up on, legitimacy of scriptures, so on and so forth. But weeks 2, 3, and 4 are what I'm going to talk about real quick, because this actually has to do with Overwatch. Let me go into wrong thing. Here we go. Yeah, because I don't need to go over here. But essentially, weeks 2, 3, and 4 are going to work as follows. So week 2, it's a casual play week. It's going to be playing all the time, doing VOD reviews like I did today. Playing casually, don't do anything too strenuous. Don't play to win. Don't bring that mentality. Try to actually fixate that mentality of like, oh, hey, if I'm playing for fun, don't take it too seriously. Something happened. Laugh at my mistakes. Ha ha ha. Maybe have the occasional slip up, but, just kind of, yeah, exactly. Just have fun. Don't stress. Don't get competitive. Don't do anything. You're playing for fun. You're literally playing to play. Then, week 3 is a practice week. And it's the purpose is for learning new heroes, doing VOD reviews still along the way, including some self-VOD reviews. But the idea is that during this practice week, I dedicate my time to one hero. I don't have the little baggie here, do I? Here you are. So, at one point I got myself some dice for like D&D and whatever not. I don't play D&D, but they looked cool, and I was like, you know what, better to have it and not need it. So I just threw it in. I got myself a 10-sided die. So I could actually move, I can actually roll for a quantity of 10. So I'll actually show the dice. Give me like 2 seconds. I actually got like a spare 20-sided dice standalone at one point over at like a, I don't know if the channel can view it. Give me a second. Yeah, it's not even anything special, but this, these are nice. Metallic blue and silver. Or just metal, stainless steel, I don't know. I don't remember how they pictured it, but yeah, there we go. So again, the point is that I don't play D&D, but better to have the dice and, utilize it for something that I can utilize it for. Because I like dice, I like the feel of it in my hand. It's like something that I can kind of fidget around with, like a fidget spinner or a fidget cube, whatever. But it's dice. I like rolling for numbers. So there's a 10-sided die, as you're probably already aware. So I would roll that, and right now on my hero pool of heroes that I would like to actually take to the next level, what did my phone... My phone actually restarted on me. Why? Was there a software update that I didn't know about? Anyway, powering through. So, week 3, I have a list of 10 heroes. So I would roll that 10-sided dice, and whatever number it lands on equates to a specific hero. I cannot do this on a monthly basis. I will not play the same hero twice, up to about 3 times. So I would... just to make sure. Yep. So I'd make sure to play a different hero each time. There are obviously instances where my hero might get taken before I'm able to take them. Like, say, if I rolled Soldier 76 for that week. I would go and try to select Soldier 76, but he gets taken. I'm like, oh, I can't play Soldier 76. I'd roll the dice, whatever number equates to anyone, I would take it over for that time, and each time that it happens in a match, I would just re-roll. Fun time. But again, the purpose of this is to dedicate one solid week of actual gameplay. Don't switch it around. Don't play anyone different. Play that one hero and master them, get used to them, make it like second nature to play them. And, you know, I'm thinking that there's eventually going to be times I'm going to be like, I don't want to play this hero, in which case I might accidentally not pick my hero quick enough. On the hopes that they select it. Jokes being put aside, though, that would be the goal. And then the final week kind of repeats from week 2, but there's a little bit of a caveat. I would select one of those days to implement what it is that I've practiced, that I've been playing for fun for almost 3 weeks straight. Let me dedicate this particular week on one specific day to see what I've improved on. Even if it wasn't much improvement, play to win, play to be competitive without being toxic, of course, and try hard, and do some self-VOD reviews at the same time so they're still in there. And then we proceed on to repeat the coming month structure. So that would be how I would do it. And that is the explanation and breakdown of my idea behind everything. So the burnout shouldn't happen. I should probably, because this is going to come up anyway, I'm going to quickly note that there's going to be a blackout month for Overwatch content. For one reason and one reason only. Pride Month. So it's not even against the fact of not supporting the community. I won't go into that conversation. Just know that I don't support the community, but I do support the people. It's nothing against, like, you know, you guys get to live the way you want to. I don't really care. You live your life. You don't have to base it off my opinions. I don't support the community, but I support the people. Leaving it at that by itself, we don't need to dig further. But when Pride Month comes around again, and inevitably the community is going to get pandered to by literally every company around the world, like, you know, Ultimate Gay, I don't care. Like, it's not my community, it doesn't affect me, but I am going to black out from it because Overwatch is kind of big on it too. Like, they were like, oh, we love supporting our LGBTQ plus community, and they'll have their entire Pride Month thing, and they always try to escalate it and shove it in your face in some way, shape, or form, and I'm like, I don't want that. So the only way that I can at most bring awareness to my lack of support for that kind of thing, and kind of like not showing, or rather showing that I don't like it getting shoved in my throat, is uninstalling the game. So I'll be playing Fallout, I'll be playing Dark Souls, I'll be playing whatever. Heck, I might even try Paladins again, although they're pretty big on it too. But that's me kind of just pointing it out. I should just quickly note, once more, precaution, it is not that I do not support what you want to do in the comfort of your own home. I just don't want it shoved down my throat or being presented to me in an environment that really shouldn't technically have it, but, you know, again, every company be pandering during that month. So I'm kind of like, if it's not coming from Overwatch, a medium that I do focus on, it's coming from anywhere else. And I already have to deal with everywhere else. I'm going to be working security. I've already been told by my security job that there may be a pride parade at some point in one of the cities, and they may get hired out. And the sergeant that I talked with, I actually agree with him completely. He doesn't support it either, but he'll work it in a heartbeat, because not only is it work, working doesn't mean that you support it. It just means that you're doing your job. I can agree. If something pops up, I'll do it, sure. But, you know, I have my beliefs, you have yours. It's work, exactly, it's work. So that's just to point out that obvious portion. But as far as the gaming thing, just don't be surprised when I don't do Overwatch during Pride Month. That's pretty much all I'm saying. Alright, I'm going to take a break. I need to clear my head before I go driving to pick up the wife and get the baby up. I also need something in my stomach. I am kind of hungry. So thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me do another VOD review, Leonardo. I appreciate the other VOD code. And Sky Casper, thank you for joining in as well if you're still around or if you see this later. Thank you again, Sage, for stopping by, and I will see you guys... shoot. I might not be able to stream tomorrow at all. I won't be able to stream at all. Morning or, like, afternoon or evening time. I'm going to be working my schedule. Oh well. I'll get some. I'm gonna be working the weekend. My parents come in the morning, and it's disrespectful for me to be playing with them there. So I'm gonna spend some family time with them. All right. So I will see you guys most likely next week. Monday, Tuesday's iffy, so I won't say which, but it'll be one of those 2 days. You guys have a good one. Where's there you are.